Morning world, welcome to an overcast and mildly moist Monday, 21st of April. Bank holiday Monday. No one's at work. But that's not actually true. Some people are still doing some work. Some people are still doing a full day. You know, your nurses, I'm not sure about the doctors, but your nurses, your farmers, your essential workers, they're all still at work. And right, you girls are gonna have to go out for a minute. Look at the mess they've made down here. Out you go. Out you go. Out. Out. Go on. And you. Out. I've got some stuff to do in here and you're in my way. Go on. Right, so I can see my little gosling still out there. We'll have a quick look at him. We've only got one left, which we kind of thought was what was going to happen because, well, one of them weren't very good. You two Canada geese can bugger off. They're after my new grass. Go on, bugger off. Go on. Go on, bugger off. They didn't bugger off very far, did they? Yeah, so this is where we dug up and did our bit of drainage. Grass seed is coming through, but it's a bit patchy in places. But it's one of the reasons they can't come out here for the time being, because they will get on here and they will dig it up. Right, okay. I'll show you my little gosling. So some of you have seen it on Instagram and Book of Face, but they're not going to let me get very close, are they? Do you see the little yellow button in the middle of that lot? One gosling. I'm not going to get any nearer. You'll have to take my word for it, that's what it is. Right, okay. Just going to have a bit of a tidy up in there. You can see quite, some of them are sleeping out here. I know a lot of them slept in last night, whether because it was a bit, you know, moist. I think what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to shift that they've, I don't know quite how, they've managed to drag it all out from there, all over there, and make a right flipping mess. We need some fuel too. Right, fuel's done. I've got another little job I need to do first. The grease Zert has disappeared out of there. Let's see if I've got a spare that'll fit in there. Actually, I've just checked the other side and that one's gone too. I'm kind of hoping, I think he's too big. Have I got any more grease Zerts? It's difficult to get to from there, so I'm going to put the bucket up in here and lock it up. Now I'm safe. Okay, right, so, yeah, that one might, if I could get my fingers down in there. Okay, so socket's a tad too deep for the Zert, so I'll put a bit of rubbish in there first, so we can't go down too far, and hopefully no, not happening so far. Problem is I can't tell if that's a punched in Zert or a screwing one, but that's not working. Let's go and see if we can find any more. Okay, so I found another packet of Zerts. I knew we had some somewhere, but these all look pretty big. That one go in there? That one might. Let's try you. Oh, you little bugger. It's almost like I knew that was going to happen. This is where you want a bit of chewing gum or something, just to... How about a bit of straw? Will that do it? Bit of straw. That off, that off. That worked. But like I said, if this is a metric thread, this is an American machine. Is that an imperial thread in there, not metric? Am I barking up the wrong tree? Not having it. How about that side? You're not having that side either. Bugger. Is it a punching one? Do I have to hit it? Got my adjustable hammer. Oh! Oh! Oh, it's bit. It's bit. Keep pressure down. It don't like it. It don't like it. But it has bit. Okay, I'm going to put a ratchet on there. A bit longer. Actually, I think what we'll do, we'll put that on there. And then that on there. And then that on there. See, this could be going in or stripping the threads, and I don't know which it is. I got a nasty feeling it's the second option. Oh. Go on. That's not in there square. Oh no. Oh, bottoms. Bum. Right, so I have got that one sort of half in, but I think the second I pump some grease into that, it's going to come out. This one is just refusing. It's just not having any of it. Only by brute force have I got that one in there, and it ain't going to stay there. Right, I think actually that's a better packet. We'll put them in there, all in one place. So as I've been unsuccessful with the grease, I'll have to go with whatever lubrication I can get in there. Okay, so well, at least I got the fuel in it. dig up the stone floor, pulling it backwards. It's a lot easier to dig up the stone floor if you put the blade into it forwards. So that's why. Right, I'll get the two-pronged fork out, give that a little bit of a scatter. They've got plenty of grub for today. I'm surprised they're still finding something to eat out there, but they're still happy out there. They'd be happier if they had more grass. I mean, they've got no grass. But there is reasons for that. I just need the main grass to get in front of them. The only reason they're out there with those little paddocks is so they can get some sun or rain, if you want, on their backs. And they can spread out a bit. In here, shut up now, a lot of them are bulling and they're getting a bit antsy and there's a lot of scrapping and fighting going on. Out there, the bullies haven't got such a tight space to corner their victims into, so yeah, that's why. Anyway, Sam and Dave came in this morning and took my transit again, the lads' transit. They're borrowing it. Sam's actually moving into her cottage. Don't know if they're going to be sleeping there tonight, but by midweek they will be kind of moved in. She's determined. Dave and I are both going, do you know what, I think you need to do a bit more. You know, you're going to create some dust and some mess and some muddles, and she's adamant. So I likened David to, I might have already mentioned this, to King Herod. Sat on his throne on the beach trying to stop the tide, and Samantha's the tide, and she's just going to completely ignore him and do whatever she's, I don't know where she gets it from, honestly. Anyway, it came up in conversation yesterday that she'd like some pictures for the walls, and I said, oh, well, I've got some really nice old hunting scenery prints that I wanted to put up in our place, but they are old. I mean, they're old pictures. And my missus said, no, she didn't want them. They did not match our new house, which I conceded they didn't. She wanted more modern stuff in there. It's her house, okay? That's her domain. So I said, okay. So we had 7 quite nice old hunting and horses and riders and that sort of stuff. Scenery pictures, and I said to Sam, I said, look, I got these pictures. You can't sell them, but if you want to hang them in your house, you can have them. And she goes, yes, please. So the frames want a bit of work. They've been in storage since 2006. Yeah. We might call over later on and see how they're getting on. Just catch up on a bit of progress, maybe, if you're interested. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested. If you're not, I won't bother going. All right. Oh, they're trying to break the fence down. Okay. That might force a course of action. We'll have a look. So this fence down here was really put up for sheep, not cattle. For when Abby had her sheep. And it was never really envisaged having to do much with cattle, but it might be time, like I said the other day, take that fence out perhaps. Although these 3 little pallets have been quite useful for last week. That bugger's halfway through. Can you see him down there? The bloody little tinker. They've nearly got that fence down. Actually, I think he's underneath it. He's underneath it. Look at him. Or it. All right, okay. Oh, he spotted me, oops. Oh dear, oh, have I been busted? I can see a post out in the field. That side. Okay. I got to put a post in there. But you see we've been grazing right out here. Right. I thought he was going over the fence. I bought the wrong tool. I'll go back and get the right one. So I could go at the barn and get my head banger post rammer, double under one. Thing is, I've only got a really heavy one. I used to have a lighter one, but I made the mistake of lending it to somebody for her horses. A certain lady in Charfield who will remain nameless, and she never bought it back. So, which in my book makes her a tea leaf. Anyway, I don't fancy slinging that bloody heavy thing, so I'll use my four-wheeled yellow post rammer because it's easier. Right, I don't need those bits, so they can come off. If I can unscrew it. Can I unscrew? Yeah, he's coming undone. Now he's coming undone. Right, we're going to get a bucket full of dirt and a couple of tools and a few staples, and we'll sort that out. I'll tell you what, a half bucket of plainness to do the same thing. I ain't got to fill it right up. All I want to do is add a bit of weight. That'll do. You can come with me. I can see another one they've been pushing there. The little tinkers. I've had a little bit of rain, but I think the ground might be still quite hard. So I don't know if we can go too mad at this. See if I can get this in before they get down here and start pushing against me. In the middle, I reckon. About there. Stay. Right, there's a flat pad under the bucket. Just there. Go on then, there you go. I reckon that'll do nicely. No worries. Oh, that post's a bit hard. That'll cure him. Let's have the long one underneath, shall we? Yeah. These are second-hand staples that are being reused, but they work just the same as new ones once you kind of straighten them out a bit. And last but not least, a bit more. Let's have you in there. That'll cure him. Right, they're not overly happy about that. I think I've thwarted that. Anyway, I've also picked up the snapped off post. I think there might be just about enough of it so I can do something to help that one there. Maybe, if it's long enough. Not sure you are going to be long enough, because I've got to have enough to tap into the ground. Not a lot, but a bit. A bit, maybe enough. All right, you gonna come on then? I couldn't do it with my hand. Right, what I could really do is one of you guys to cut all that over there out the way while I hit this in. Any volunteers? I ain't gonna get a lot in there. I'm gonna come over just a tad. We'll try that. Well, hopefully it's enough. All I've got to do is stop and pushing that bottom out. All right, if I got one left, got one left. That's lucky. If I staple you to the top of there, like that, that should cure it. Well, it's better than it was. I need to order some steaks. So Dave just sent us a photograph of one of the pictures they took this morning on one of the green bits of wall in their lounge, and I reckon it was made for it. So yeah, I reckon those pictures will look nice in there. Far better than being kept in a dirty, damp old caravan, which is where they were. So far sooner see them being used and enjoyed. Right, we're going to tip this back out again. Let's see if Mrs. P wants to put the kettle on. Come up! They're all down there sulking. Come on up! Fresh bed, straw. Yummy. That wasn't very polite, was it? Rude.